Happy Sabbath, everybody. And my heart is a little sad this morning. Sad for another share. My friend was bringing forward to me this morning, I'd felt some inspiration from last night when I was listening to it. One of the first testimony of God's goodness was a girl, a young lady, rather, was sharing about, Jamaica was really shocked recently, two days ago, by one of the Miss Universe, a 26-year-old young lady who it would seemingly ended her life by suicide. And she was sharing her own testimony with using her pathfinder knots and hopes to try to kill herself. And it really broke my heart because as I as I listened to her story, I'm like, who is this person who almost died? So I looked it up, and when I looked it up, I realized that this girl was on YouTube sharing sharing how she was broken to the point how her mental health was just telling her to kill herself. And this went unheard. Her cry for help was ignored. Now, I can't imagine how many person watched a video. I didn't stop to look how many person watched a video because I didn't even want to see how many persons watched a video because it's going to tell me the alarming rate at which this girl was missed. It doesn't matter what country you're in watching that video. You could have called the Jamaican police to go find this girl because she's not hard to find because she was a recent beauty queen in 2023. We're just in 2025. It's 2 years ago. This girl is always on Instagram smiling, and she was missed. She was missed because too many people don't want to know. And this has been my burden since I've returned here to Aberdeen. Scotland has one of the highest rate of suicide. And too many people are missed because they cry for help. Too many people are using, oh, I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to kill myself because they're begging for attention. And you know what? One of the days they're going to do it because they recognize that nobody cares. And when it got to the point where people were told that you're not that bad, but you're not that bad, you're not that sick because your mental health, you're not killing yourself yet. This is what they're being told. This is what they're being told. They're not that bad because they're not at a point where they're killing themselves, putting something overdosing or killing themselves. So they're telling me, and they keep telling me, we have no choice. They're not going to help us. They're not going to give us the support we need unless we do that. And I remember one person was telling me that their friend was encouraging them not to do it because fell to the trap. She fell to the trap where she felt she had no other choice but to do something about it. What is it going to take for our governments? What is it going to take for a society to become a society? We become a society who love to watch people's video and think it has nothing to do with us. Yes, if you had watched one of those persons who watched that video and did absolutely nothing, you could have called the police and helped that girl. You could have called the police and they could have gone and done a well-being check on her and help her. I can't understand how we're living in a society where people are so broken and we're not getting them the help. We claim we love people so much and we're watching them suffer with mental health issue in 2025 and we're doing absolutely nothing about it. If they're your loved one and you know they're mentally unwell to the point where their mind is shouting at them to kill themselves, that could be schizophrenia, you know. When a person has schizophrenia, they hear voices in their head that tells them to kill themselves. Let us educate ourselves about mental illnesses so we can identify them. When a person tell you they're going to kill themselves, do not shun from the ideas, nah, they're not going to do it. Gone are the days when somebody would have said, oh, I'm going to kill myself. Oh, I'm like, yeah, go on. There's a rope. Go do it. Yeah. One less mouth to feed. Yeah. Now, this is not the age you do them foolishness. Our world is messed up. Our food chain is messed up. So if you're one of those people who are ignoring people, oh, they're not going to do it. They're just seeking attention. Have you done the assessment to check if that person that you're telling to, yeah, they're going to do it. They're not going to do it. They're just seeking attention. Have you done the assessment to make sure that person is just saying it? And I know we're living in a dangerous age. And I tell it to my senior citizens, I said, be careful what you say. Because gone are the days when you could say, oh, my belly's hurting me, I'm just gonna cut it out. And you're joking. They're gonna put you in the mental health hospital for saying so, especially if you're senior. So please be careful what you say. And be careful what you ignore. I mean, I've worked in this mental health profession long enough to know that be careful what you say. And depending on where you live, it might land you in a mental health hospital, being forced to take medicine. And depending on where you live, it will be ignored if you say you're going to kill yourself. So people, when someone say, and they're whether they're begging for attention, when a person, especially a female, comes out and says they're struggling and they're thinking of suicide, that's a cry for help. Don't ignore it. Even if you don't think you have the capacity to deal with it, go get them help. Go tell the police, let them do a wellness check. If you're living in some part of the states, there's a community resiliency team, CCRT, depending on where you live. Wherever you live, there is a version of it there for you. Find out the resources. If you're in the US, if you're in the UK, if you're in Jamaica, or wherever the country you're living in, find out what the resources are for people who are struggling with mental health illnesses. Don't just ignore it. A couple years ago in our church, I'm not going to call a name because you all know what church I'm talking about. We missed the man. The signs were there and we missed it. I work in an institution where sometimes the people who are working there don't even know how to see the signs of someone wanting to kill themselves. And I'm like, how did you get this job? No, my profession is the least of the apostles. And they don't listen to me. And I'm like, I know how to assess a suicide. Do you? No, you don't. And then when I'm here doing these meetings with them, I have to be very careful because I'm like, they're going to blame themselves if I say, but you missed the signs. I went to an adverse event years ago, 3, 4 years ago, and I was like, the moment the man started to share the incident, because it was missed events, of course, I was like, psychologist, psychiatrist, and you missed those signs? Now, if a person who normally dress well turns up not looking okay in their pajamas for an appointment or to church in their pajamas or they're not normal, don't ignore it. That person is not in their right mind. What do you know about that person? What is their baseline? God's going to hold us accountable for these things, you know. God is going to hold us accountable for the sin of omission, the sin of minding our own business when God says we're supposed to be your brother's keepers. It's time this world stop this nonsense. God is going to hold us accountable for turning a blind eye under the term minding my own business. And oh, it's an individual thing to go to heaven. Oh, yeah? God's going to hold you accountable. He's going to hold you accountable for not wanting to know and for doing nothing because you don't want to ruffle the feathers. If someone says they're going to kill themselves, you must ask a few questions. You must ask them. Don't ask if you're going to hurt yourself. Hurt yourself is different from killing yourself. Are you planning to to die by suicide? They don't want to say commit no more. Are you planning to end your life by suicide? I noticed you said you want to kill yourself. Do you have a plan? How do you plan to do this? Do you have a means? What are you going to take to do it? Have you decided when you're going to do it? What has been preventing you from doing it? What is one thing you can stop you from doing it? How do you know when these feelings are coming on you? Is there anything you can do? Singing, drawing, what are the things you like to do that can shift your mind and attention from doing so? Have you tried it in the past and does it work? When was the last time? Have you ever tried to kill yourself before? When was the last time? If it was yes. What helped you to cope when you tried to do it the last time? What's one thing that would prevent you from killing yourself? You're trying to find a safety method for this person. What can you do to help yourself? Who can you call when you feel like this? Okay, who will you call if you feel like this? So the first set of people are people they can call to talk them out of it. The second set of people, oh, I'm desperate. I need to get help. It can be the same people, it can be a different set of people. What is keeping me from doing it? Protective factors, families, kids. For some people, it's their pet. For some people, it's their faith and the think that they're going to go to hell if they kill themselves. whatever that protective factor is, we've got to get it in place and get that person the help they need. For some people, a safety plan is enough, and finding somebody at home to watch and check on this person. It might mean someone staying with that person until this person get out of this phase. For another person, it might be hospitalization. It might be calling the community resource team, whatever it's called in your area, and getting that person help. Please, folks, let us stop watching videos and people's life fall apart. We're quick to draw our phones to record somebody in trouble than calling for 911 for help. Or 999, wherever you're living, or 119, depending on where you're living. Whatever that emergency code is where you're living, you need to be prepared to call for help and stop taking out our phones and recording people in tragedy, people jumping off buildings, people watching someone on YouTube begging, telling you that their mind is telling them that they need to kill themselves, jump off of windows and kill themselves. And I'm sure a lot of people watch that video and nobody called the police to help that person. You don't need to know the person. You just need to know where the person comes from. That particular woman was known. She was a Miss Universe. So the police would have found her. They would have found her. People come online to live videos, and that's why I tell people when you're live streaming, make sure someone is manning the chat. Make sure someone is manning the chat because there's so many people who are trying to kill themselves. I've been on live church line already where people try to kill themselves, and I had to be there calling. Luckily, I had the phone numbers of people in the church. I was calling them, "Hey, go get the pastor. Go." And I told the PA several times, "Don't leave the chat on man." People are looking. There are people in there who are trying to shut your people down. There are people in there who are about to kill themselves, looking for one live person online who can prevent them. I watched a video that was, oh God, keep this battery, don't let it die, a couple of days ago. And the person was saying, the person made a statement. It was 2 months ago, when by the time I watched it a couple of days ago. And the person made a statement which to me was suicidal. And the person was asking, was this a live event? And the person, my instinct just clicked, or the person phrased the statement. And I noticed there was something about Jesus. So the people misread it, in my opinion. And I'm trying to assess whether this person was suicidal, why they make that statement. It's something to do with Jesus and in 2025. But the way the person phrased the statement, it to me was a cry for help for suicide, suicidality. And it was 2 months when I was there watching it two couple days ago. And so I made a statement. I said, "What exactly do you mean by this statement? What is it you're asking?" The person never responded because I said it was 2 months ago, the person posted a video, but I still had to try. I still had to try. But when I look at the response of the person in the chat, I'm like, am I the only one who think this person is suicidal? I mean, they went into spiritualizing the statement. It appeared to be asked a spiritual question about, I think it's something to do with, does anyone believe? Something to do with Jesus. I can't remember what it was about Jesus and saving lives in 2025. But as the moment I read the statement, suicidality sticked off in my head. And then when I read everybody else's response, I'm like, hang on. Girl, have you lost the plot? No. Why feel this person was suicidal? That's the only person is asking. The person that's asking that question, this person sounds like somebody suicidal to me. The person never responded. As I said, it was 2 months ago. I'm simply saying to us, let us not hide. People are looking for life stuff because they're seeking help. They're crying desperately out for help. Let not another wounded soldier die. Let not another person die because you didn't want to get involved in their mess. If you don't want to get in their mess, call 911 for a well-being check. Call 999 for a well-being check. Call 119, wherever you are, wherever those numbers are. Call those numbers for a well-being check on the person. You can do so anonymously. If you're the person's name, if the person's online, let them tell you where they're at. Let them tell you a contact details. Give you some locations so the police know where to go and find if you don't know them and you don't know where to go find them. Have those conversations. Don't be scared of having those conversations. Don't let another person die because their cry for help is not understood. Let us know what are the signs of a person commits suicide. They're making financial, they're taking care of their lives, putting their houses in order. I'm not saying everybody's doing that, it's going to be suicidal, but there's a string of stuff. They're making gifts to their children, they have a sudden urge, they're going through some issues, and they think death is the only way out. In their mind, that's the only solution. So the moment a person decides to kill themselves, there's no turning back. If they're men, it's even more rigid. They use some extreme stuff like shooting themselves, setting themselves on fire. They do these stuff because they think that is a solution. There's no way out. So they will even tell you, make plans and date to go out with you the very day after or the night when they're going to kill themselves. So they're throwing you off so you don't know they're going to do it. Anyway, but they were yesterday we were laughing and talking. They've already decided in their mind that's the only solution. Don't try to have a solution, a realistic solution with somebody who's already decided that that's the only solution. They need help and need it right away. A person who is crying out and posts these things on YouTube, they are crying for help. They are still reachable. They are still reachable. Don't be afraid of asking direct questions. If you go home tonight, what is going to happen next? They will tell you if they're going to kill themselves. I'm going to finish what I intend to do and started. So ask the questions so you can get them the help that's needed. I'm begging you, let us stop allowing our gadgets to become entertainment when people's lives are broken. Another wounded person died because they're smiling on the camera and nobody stopped to see they're hurting. Everybody, oh, they're strong, they're perfect, everything's fine with them. They're the ones who are broken. They're the ones who need help. They're the ones who are not supposed to be left alone. When they've been strong for so long, they don't want to be strong no more. Had it not for being God's grace, I don't know what would have happened to some of us. It's a sad thing when someone was crying out on their Instagram, crying out on their YouTube so publicly for help and never got the help. They found her dead in her apartment. Come on, folks. This is 2025. Let us stop this stupidness. Our relationship with God is love for the vertical and love for each other, the horizontal. Love the neighbor. Many of you says a new commandment.